Dating abuse is an issue that not a lot of people know about. Dating abuse is an issue that not a lot of people know about. It is an evil that is lurking in our presence everywhere that we turn around. Not a lot of people have seen what dating abuse can do to a young soul. A lot in our society know about domestic violence issues, but little has done to be voiced about teenagers who are going through these horrific dating violence scenarios. Judith Herman, a researcher, defined dating abuse as a physical, mental, and psychological warfare that goes on in a young person's mind. For this speech, I will be going over more of a female's perspective or a young woman's perspective during the dating abuse situation. By the Medical University of South Carolina, they conducted a research and found that ratio 2 to 1 women have been in a dating abuse situation more so than a man. And of these women, they were from any socioeconomical standpoint. There was no certain status or class that these women came from. It was from a wide variety. So dating abuse can be among any type of women. It doesn't matter your background, where you come from. Dating abuse is an issue that needs to be addressed in our society. The first issue I will look at is what that does to a young girl's mind. A young girl in this time of her life is the most malleable palette that she will ever be. This is when she starts to think, who am I going to be? What will I become in life? Where am I going to go? Where will I go to college? And when you have this love of your life who comes in and sweeps you off your feet, all of these things are dependent upon them. They begin to tell you, you're not good enough. You'll never be good enough. Who are you without me? You are so lucky that someone unattractive like you has me to love you. This is what the researchers have called brainwashing the victims. This brainwashing is a crucial part and is one of the first warning signs that anybody will want to look for when they look for dating abuse victims. They become so dependent on their abuser that they don't know where to go without them. And without this, the abuser has nothing. And like I said, this will happen to everybody. There is no certain class, no certain place that anybody will go that it can't happen to them. In the Journal of Family Violence, they went to a college. I did research in a classroom, and when asked, who do you think dating violence would ever happen to? The number one answer was someone of a lower class, someone with limited means, someone who doesn't have a lot going for their future. But this research was done on a campus of women who had a future, who had upper class and middle class values, and they came from it all, and they had a future, and 7% of the women that were studied had been physically abused by somebody. And not only that, but 67% had known somebody who had been abused. 67%. That's just unbelievable. I can tell you from personal experience, I was of that 7%. I had a lot going for me in college. I had a bright future ahead of me. In my freshman year, the same thing happened. And no one can escape it. You are in the grips of dating abuse. It's something that you can't escape. Lastly, we'll be looking at the psyche that happens to the individual after they go through such a traumatic event. And everything that I researched in all of the Journal of Family Abuse and journals of women's health, the main key point that kept showing up was PTSD. PTSD is a very serious situation in which these dating abuse victims go through. You begin to have flashbacks as soon as you get out of the situation. Anything, walking around the corner, driving down the street, a song that you hear can trigger one of these flashbacks. These women are going through so much that they need help so desperately, and they need somebody. Getting them out of the situation is only the first step, And that's when the real problem begins. It is hard for a victim to disassociate herself with her abuser. Thank you for listening, and I hope anything that I've said can be done to change this horrific thing.